Welcome back, my friends. This is our investigation into the Slaughter Valley public service announcements, slowly being trickled to us by atomic shrimp. Let us continue our exploration into this ominous and otherworldly place. This is part 2 in the Slaughter Valley mystery series. If you haven't seen my first video, this one will be fairly confusing. Check it out here. But before we continue our investigation, I was asked by the creator of this series not to show the complete video segments here in my video, so I will do my best to accommodate that request, while still bringing you all the new information we have received about this mysterious place. The first video we will be looking at today is entitled Service, and it is number 9 in the series of public service announcements from Slaughter Valley.
Welcome to the first day in your exciting new role in one of our administrative departments. This is the first part in a series of short information films that will assist you in settling into your new job.
So far, this all seems very normal and very standard and very out of character for Slaughter Valley. Let's see how all this ties into the strange things that are taking place in Slaughter Valley's many towns.
Public administration in the many and various governing and controlling bodies is the primary source of employment in Slaughter Valley.
Apparently, the major form of employment in Slaughter Valley is working for one of the many administrative departments. Here we see them listed, demonstrating just how much control Slaughter Valley has over its citizens. In the Enforcement and Control section, we see subdivisions for internal, mood and emotion, perimeters, external, other, and level 8. This implies that Slaughter Valley has control over everything in the internal part of Slaughter Valley, as well as extending to slightly outside the perimeter of Slaughter Valley. It also seems to imply that it has control over its citizens' mood and emotions. What other kinds of control and enforcement could they possibly have that are listed in the other category? And what is level 8? Things begin to get interesting when we see the Reality and Environment department. Its subdivisions include Geometric Sciences, which is very reminiscent of the geometric solids that were appearing in everyone's homes mysteriously. Atmospheric Control, which definitely connects to the weather public service announcement that advised its citizens to avoid looking at the sky. Literacy, which connects us to the changing of the alphabet. Dispersals, which could connect to many things. And explosive messaging. I'm still confused about that one, but this just further confirms that what's happening in Slaughter Valley is completely intentional, and even from the highest forms of government. This is all planned. But why? Another part of this organizational chart that caught my eye was the Restoration and Replacement section. Under it, subdivisions for spontaneous disappearance and information management. This really gives me the feeling that if anyone ever were to find out the truth about Slaughter Valley, that they would be taken care of and made to disappear without a second thought.
So in a very real and legally binding sense, you'll be working for yourself as well as for everyone else. 2 important dictates underpin the ethics of all of our work in the administrative bodies of Slaughter Valley. Firstly, we will always strive to ensure the behaviors of members of the public are indistinguishable from genuine happiness.
I don't know about you, but to me, this is genuinely terrifying. No one should have this much control over their citizens.
And secondly, questions, however important or numerous they may initially seem to be, are unnecessary. This now concludes your induction into public service in Slaughter Valley. We trust this information has been sufficient and complete. You should now report to your station and begin to carry out your duties.
Now remember, any questions, no matter how important they may seem, are unnecessary. Abandoned prison cells, covered in filth and graffiti. How could someone be expected to work in these conditions? I guess subjecting your workers to horrendous conditions is just run-of-the-mill for Slaughter Valley. The service video gives us a closer look at the organizational structure of Slaughter Valley and its government. Now let us see what this next video has in store. Video number 10, entitled Risk.
At Slaughter Valley Mitigation, we're working hard on your safety concerns. This short information broadcast will bring you up to date on recent changes. The trees in and around Slaughter Bottom are now radio-controlled. The risk of being attacked by one of the trees is now lower than ever, so you should not be concerned about this.
Do not be concerned about these sentient, moving trees roaming around Slaughter Valley that seem to attack anyone that comes nearby. Everything is okay now that the Slaughter Valley Mitigation has all the trees under radio control. Nothing could possibly go wrong there.
At Slaughter Edge, we have installed new toughened glass in all of the view portals in the edge wall. We believe that this will make it more difficult for any of the dangerous and terrifying things outside to get through to the inside. So you should not be concerned about this.
I personally would be more concerned with the fact that there isn't edge wall at all, more so than with the fact that they have installed viewing portals in said edge wall. Why are the citizens of Slaughter Valley being contained in this way? What exists beyond the walls? They say there are horrible and terrifying things beyond the walls, but is this true? Or is this just another way to control through fear?
And finally, at Middle Slaughter, our research team has attached electronic monitoring devices to all of the children. If any more children should suddenly vanish, we will know that it has happened and we will be able to keep an accurate tally. So further concern about this is unnecessary. Slaughter Valley Risk Mitigation, working hard to eliminate your concerns about safety.
Clearly, Slaughter Valley Risk Mitigation is not really concerned with helping anyone. Its purpose is solely to stop anyone from worrying about the preposterous things going on around them, and to try to convince them that being concerned is unnecessary. Children are disappearing frequently, and they are mostly concerned with keeping track of how many kids are missing, and not trying to prevent them from going missing in the first place. Just like in the last video, when we were told that questions were unnecessary, no matter how important they may seem. The word safety is even in quotes, basically implying that safety doesn't exist here and cannot be guaranteed. Our next video is number 11 in the series, Normality.
Please pay attention to the following cautionary information. The people you are about to see have all experienced a departure from normality. This woman is ironing clothes in the middle of the road. This man has fallen in love with a statue. This person is stuck in this position forever. This man must now scream almost constantly. This woman is having dinner with a skeleton. This person has turned into a skeleton. This woman is stuck in this position forever. This man, a doctor by profession, has turned into a dog. This person's head has turned into a clock. This woman is stuck in this position forever. All of these people committed the same error.
The things Slaughter Valley is doing to its people is becoming more disturbing by the video. In this one we see that people will lose their very sense of self and become forced into these strange positions, all because of not following some rule. They committed an error. I don't think any error warrants this. With each passing video, Slaughter Valley drifts further from reality. Who knows if these poor souls will ever recover normality.
They adjusted the controls on their household normality engine. This is an operation that must only ever be performed by an authorized and qualified normality engineer. So remember, no matter how uncomfortable you may become in your home, you must never adjust your household normality engine.
So apparently all the houses in Slaughter Valley have been fitted with normality engines. It seems that these devices can control the laws of physics and general laws of reality in a given home, meaning the citizens will no longer question the bizarre and mysterious things happening right in front of them. They are desensitized to the supernatural and find it commonplace. Remember, you do not need to be concerned.
It's that time of year again when we're all thinking about the perfect gift for the machine people who've decided to live amongst us.
So how long exactly have the machine people been here for? If it's become such a normal, yearly occurrence to buy gifts for the machine people that have decided to live in your home, are they the ones responsible for how strange Slaughter Valley is? Could they have something to do with the exceedingly intrusive forms of control? Or are they a side effect of a larger, much more malevolent entity?
Whether you're looking for a gift voucher for machine people dancing classes, a fancy new outfit of clothes, or these powerful manipulating grippers that can crush and tear flesh, you'll find everything you need at Winkleton's Emporium for machine people.
Everything seems harmless until we get to the robot arm that can break bone. This is a horrifying as seen on TV ad for a murderous robot appendage. Why would anyone in Slaughter Valley want to outfit their robot with these? It seems like it's something that would be used more for defending yourself against an enemy. Are we the enemy?
If you're throwing a party for the machine person occupying your home, we've got everything you need. Or maybe they'd simply enjoy these delightful rotating blades that can slice through a wide variety of materials, including bone. Whatever it is, you're sure to find the perfect gift at Winkleton's. This festive season, remember to be generous to the machine people in your everyday life. And in return, perhaps the machine people may be merciful to a small number of us.
It seems as though the machine people might have a larger role to play in this than I thought before. Apparently you have to bring giftware, attire, and items of appeasement for the machine people. If that doesn't scream, we're the ones in charge, I don't know what does. And now, for video number 13, the last video we'll be looking at together tonight, entitled Travel.
This short information film will provide clarity regarding changes to travel following the recent topological incident. Many roads have now become non-transitive. In simple terms, if you travel from origin A to destination B, attempting to go back along the same route may not necessarily return you to your place of origin A. You may instead arrive at some other place, or in cases where the return route now leads to a null space, you may arrive in a state of non-arrival.
Something has happened in Slaughter Valley, resulting in the boundaries of reality collapsing. Apparently walking back in the path you took may lead you to somewhere else than where you initially started. This reminds me of the scene in Pleasantville.
Mary Sue!
Yeah, what's outside of Pleasantville?
I don't understand.
Outside of Pleasantville? Like, what's at the end of Main Street?
Mary Sue, you should know the answer to that. The end of Main Street is just the beginning again.
No one can actually leave the town. The street just loops in on itself and you end up back at the beginning. At least in that case, there was no opportunity for death, or non-arrival, as they politely put it. How can anyone be expected to get around when you may not even end up where you're trying to get to?
Slaughter Valley Cartography is working on methods and map projections to represent the newly variable number and properties of cardinal points that may now prevail at different moments and under different conditions, assisted by the Geographic Survey team, if and when they return.
I pity anyone who would have to use these almost impossible to understand compass roses. They're nonsensical and absurd. And what happened to this exploration team?
Until suitable maps can be devised, in order to avoid becoming lost in every sense of the word, you may prefer to postpone travel plans and remain where you are. Please remain where you are. We understand this situation may appear confusing and distressing for some people. Therefore, to alleviate this problem, confusion and distress are now strictly prohibited until further notice. Do not become confused or distressed. Remain where you are.
So Slaughter Valley really can control the mood and emotions of its people. Do not become confused or distressed. It is now prohibited. Fear-mongering leads to Stockholm Syndrome, which leads to depraved insanity. I'm really enjoying making this series, and it's very much out of my wheelhouse and not something that I had ever thought I'd be doing before. So please leave any feedback and anything that you would like me to mention, or any things that I might have even missed. I would love to hear what you think about this down in the comments. I am thoroughly impressed with how Atomic Shrimp is putting this world together, crafting the lore, and delving deep into the mystery of Slaughter Valley with each subsequent video. And again, just like last time, he uploaded the travel video just as I was about to finish this video, so that part is the most recently added piece. Thank you for joining me today, friends, on my deep dive into Slaughter Valley. Join me next time in the Slaughter Valley Chronicles.